What's up, guys? Thank you for being here yet again on our Before You Buy. Today, we're gonna be covering the hottest card to drop yet. Deion Sanders, the 92 cornerback. This guy is fast. I mean, you could even put him as a wide receiver if you wanted to. If you got Jalen Ramsey, your cornerback sets, just put him at wide receiver. He'll be the fastest wide receiver you got. This guy is elusive. He's dynamic. There are so many adjectives for Deion Sanders. I'm not even a Cowboys fan either. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I know. Let me hear it. But yeah, let's without further ado, let's get down to the nitty gritty and let's break this card down. We're gonna compare him with Jalen Ramsey. That's who I got powered up. Let's do it. All right, guys, here we are. We are gonna compare Deion to Jalen. Jalen Ramsey comes at a 91, but I did power him up to a 92, so this is a 92 Jalen Ramsey. His lockdown and his speedster, whatever the clock thing is, isn't affected by these stats. So these stats that you see is just the Jalen Ramsey power-up card. It's nothing extra. All right, so breaking them down, starting from the top, and here we go, folks. I mean, just look at them. 92 speed on Deion, 92 acceleration, 92 agility. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, he's slow. I mean, oh my God. It is unbelievable how fast this guy is. I mean, you will never get beat. Basically, what you should do is what I would do is usually people will have the superstar ability on one of their best wide receivers. And when they do that, you can actually you can audible into not necessarily an audible during the snap or during the huddle or anything like that. It's actually before the huddle during the play calling. You go down to adjustments and near the bottom on cornerbacks, or it's something like quarterbacks or wide receivers, something like that. You can set them up to where your highest cornerback will be matched up against their highest ranked or highest wide receiver. So it'll be kind of lined up, and then you can put Deion on their superstar and then basically shut down their superstar ability just like that. And a lot of people will only look to that'll be their first look, will be that superstar ability. And that's just not, I mean, when you shut them down and you take away people's first look on almost every play, that's not fair. And that's what you could do with Deion. So looking at these stats right here, folks, I mean, the speed is incredible. The jumping, he's 89 compared to Jalen Ramsey's 90, so it's really not much of a difference. You can easily power card that up, and he'll be a 90 jumping. Play recognition, he's 89. Jalen Ramsey's at an 88. Man coverage and zone coverage, he's a 92 at man, 90 at zone. Jalen Ramsey is a 93 and a 91. But the fact that he hits that 90 threshold, he's gonna be dominant no matter what. So the fact that Jalen Ramsey is better at that shouldn't mean too much. Just given the fact that he is a 92 and a 90 already. It's not like he's like an 85 and an 87, you know. I mean, he's pretty damn good already. The pressing, however, it can be a big factor, but the fact that he's so fast, he'll be able to make up for it. So if he doesn't press someone and stop him, he can easily catch up. I mean, it's not even going to be fair. He's going to be glitchy no matter what. So the fact that his press isn't good shouldn't mean too much just because his speed is so high. And that's where Jalen Ramsey has an incredible press, and he's fast as well. He is an incredible wide receiver. Jeez, I'm messing up all day today. He's an incredible cornerback. Long day, I guess. So looking at these stats, I mean, just the general stats here. I mean, it's, as you can tell, Deion Sanders this card's going to be glitchy, folks. He will be glitchy. Let's take a look at the full stat breakdown here. Full stat breakdown, strength-wise, he is not very strong. Doesn't mean too much. On pressing, maybe, but it won't mean too much on a corner. Agility, speed, acceleration, all 92s on Deion, which is insane. As far as Jalen goes, he's under 90 on all three. Awareness, they're about the same at 89 and 88 on Jalen. Catching and carrying, this is where I was talking about. You could put him at wide receiver. I know his catching and carrying isn't that well at 78 and 76. but you'll see what I mean later on. But still, I mean, if he intercepts the ball, I mean, this guy is, I mean, you should run back with him like he's like a dominant wide receiver. I mean, this dude, he can deke people out, and you'll see. Tackling, pass block won't matter. Jumping, we went over about the same. Kick return, he's a 91 kick return, so you could put Deion as a kick returner as well. And this is what I was talking about, the elusiveness, BCV, stiff arm, spin, juke. He is incredible at mostly every single one of them besides the stiff arm. I mean, his elusiveness, 91. BC, 90. Stiff, terrible. Spin move, 86. Juke, 90. He's incredible. So having him on kick return is probably going to be what everyone's going to do until Devin Hester comes out. I'm calling it. They're coming out with Devin Hester as the wild card on the Madden 10 Ultimate Team or Madden 20 Ultimate Team. I feel like it's going to be Devin Hester. So once Devin Hester comes out, that'll obviously be people's kick return person. But as far as right now goes, Deion is like a dominant kick returner and corner. Overall, this is a money card. This card is money. Like this is the best card I've ever seen in this position. It's wow. I'm in shock. All right, guys, the big question, is Deion Sanders worth it? For 3 million coins, if you can get Deion, I would honestly get Deion immediately. That's just how I feel. He will drop in price. He will go down to, probably 2.3 to 2.5. So you could save 700, 500 to 700K if you wanted to wait. But he is worth it. He's not going to drop in price too much. Like I said, 5 to 700K. So that's what he's going to be for a very long time. Possibly his lifetime could be 2 mil. So I would get him. He is worth it, folks. He is incredibly worth it. If I had to rate this card, if I had to give him a rating, folks, I would give Deion Sanders a 10 out of 10. And it was my first 10 out of 10 rating I've ever given, just because this card is incredible. He will be the best person at this position. There's no doubt about it. I cannot see them coming up with a better card ever in the history of Madden 20 at the cornerback position. So I would get him. He is worth it. 10 out of 10 rating. This is a gold money card. All right, guys, here we are at the portion of the video where we find out if you can afford the best there is at the cornerback position, like 99% of us can't, then who should you get? If you can't get the best, who's the best otherwise? Well, let's look into that. Let's break it down. I'll tell you who I have. I can basically tell you who I have and why they're good, why they're not. I just picked up Mr. Kyle Peeler, which is a 90 cornerback from Chicago. Just got him a couple days ago. I also got so my setup, I should just go my setup is Kyle Peeler, and then I got, not him, looks like him, I got rid of Willie Brown, believe it or not. Willie Brown, he's not bad. I got Darius Slay Jr., and I got Jalen Ramsey, and then I got Ty Law for my muck captain, who's my cornerback 4. So he's not really used too much. But anyways, let's figure out who should you get, right? First of all, first and foremost, one of your cornerbacks should be Willie Brown. Willie Brown is an overall great card. Plus, he's only honestly, you could wait on this card and probably save some money because the price of legends right now is just tanking. All legend cards are going in the shitter right now because of all these MUT hero cards that are coming out. And then you got Deion Sanders at cornerback coming out. So you could wait, you could not. He's a good price right now, 180,000. That's definitely not a bad card at all. If you look at his stats, his man and zone coverage is good. It's a good man and zone. Look at his base card man zone. It's 90 man and 89 zone. That's what makes this card so good. Along with his 87 speed, 85 acceleration. I would definitely recommend Willie Brown. You power this guy up, get his power up card, and you put speedster on him. You can almost get him up to a 90, I believe, speed. I think he's an 89 or a 90 at that point. His man and zone's incredible. His press is incredible. He's a very good card. You definitely have to get Willie Brown as one of your cornerbacks. You look at this 90, it goes for about the same price as Willie Brown. His agility is better than Willie, but his speed it tanks. He can't. I shouldn't say it tanks, but it's 2 lower. Then Willie Brown, his jumping is not good at 81. He can't jump, which is pretty big. His man coverage is 86 compared to the 89 on Willie Brown. His pressing is 81 compared to the 87 on Willie Brown. So these cards go for the same. I would not recommend Desmond. I wouldn't recommend Xavier Howard. I would get Willie Brown for cornerback 1. Cornerback 2, some people like the Gilmore card. I have never used this guy. I just never used him because his zone was so bad and his speed was so bad. And I'm a big zone guy. I know a lot of people don't run zone in Madden 20, but I run zone a lot. So the fact that his zone is brutal, it made me stay away from him. So if you run man coverage a lot, he's a 92 man. You power him up, he'll be a lot better. So, I mean, if you run man, he's a good card. I just don't run man, so I never used him. I run zone a lot. So it's not my card. So I would recommend Gilmore if you run man a lot. Maybe use him as like a cornerback 3. Willie Brown maybe as a 2 or 1, depending on what you all got. If you can get Kyle Fuller, I would get him in a heartbeat. He's going to go for about, 15 to 20K more than Willie Brown, which isn't that much. I got his power up card here so you can see what he is powered up. So yeah, I mean, you look at his speed, folks, and you look at his zone coverage. He's a 94 zone, 86 man when you power him up. I'm listing off the power up stats. But a 94 zone, that's what really attracted me towards this card. Like I said, I run zone a lot. 85 press is not bad, but an 86 man isn't even that bad of a man coverage. So when I do run man, it's not like he's like gonna be like just completely blown by a wide receiver and he's gonna get a fly route on him for 90 yards. That's not gonna happen. His speed 90, acceleration 90, jumping 89. He's an overall great card. I would recommend Kyle Fuller for probably your cornerback 1 or 2, depending on Willie Brown. I would put him ahead of Willie Brown if you run zone a lot. If not, I would put Willie Brown 1. So those would be two cornerbacks, sorry, that I would get for sure. Willie Brown, Fuller. And then other than that, it's kind of preference. I would get Jalen Ramsey, but I would recommend you guys, Jalen Ramsey, but he's just so expensive. A lot of people might not be able to afford him. So I would put I would get Jalen Ramsey in a heartbeat if you don't have him. You can get him through Mutt Heroes. I literally, guys, did the challenges in one day to get my free Mutt Hero. But I'm a dumbass and I got everyone I wanted before doing the challenges, so I had to use on a defensive tackle, which did help. I had an 89 defensive tackle. Now I got a 92 defensive tackle. So it did help me, no doubt about it. But you can get your Mutt Hero challenges done. It's 140 stars. You do not have to 5-star every one of them. You can actually skip 2 whole tiers if you want inside the... You'll see what I mean if you do them, but you need 140 stars and you can actually skip quite a bit of challenges if you want. And he's completely free at that point. He's obviously an NAT, so not auctionable or tradable, but I would hope that you would just use him because he's an incredible card. So I'd do Jalen Ramsey at 1. If you don't run zone a lot, then Willie Brown at CB2, and then CB3 would be Darius Slay Jr. or Kyle Fuller. You can pick between the two. We can look at Darius Slay here if you want real quick and compare him to powered up Fuller. So you got to realize I have the powered up Darius Slay, who does come in at a 90 speed as well. Actually, I got the powered up one right here. So let's look at that one. I don't know why I didn't do that. But yeah, so he's at a 90 speed, 89. His man coverage and zone, 92, zone, 86 man. So I would put him below Fuller, if you want me to be honest. He's just not as good. I would recommend Fuller. They go for the same price too. Fueller's actually a little cheaper. So yeah, I'd recommend him. I would not get Darius Slay. I mean, if you pull him, then I would keep him. But yeah, those would be my recommendations for cornerback. Of course, if you can't afford Deion Sanders is going to be the one to get right now. But if you can't afford him, that's who I'd recommend. All right, guys, a brief overview. We went over Deion Sanders. He's a $3 million card. You look at the stats. His general stat breakdown is incredible. His full stat breakdown is incredible. Is he worth it? Yes, of course he is worth it. His rating is a 10 out of 10, which is my first ever 10 out of 10 rating I've ever given, just because this card is a money card. Money, 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 money card. Can I get the money, 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 money song, please? Thank you. Anyways, guys, I do appreciate you stopping in, watching the video. Of course, if you like the video, please do like it down below. If you want to see a player on Before You Buy, just let me know and I'll put them up. I'll feature them up and I'll do a video on them. All you gotta do is ask. And thank you guys for the support. It is very much appreciated. Peace, love, and happy thoughts. As always, enjoy yourselves.